Yo, what up tubers? It's your boy Scotty Z coming at you with another EVT video. Today's video, we're going to do a heater replacement on one of the Dometic HVAC systems in the Fraser ambulance. This unit came in complaining about they had no power to the back unit, to the box. Initially we thought it might have been a MEPS generator. Come to find out it was not a MEPS generator. MEPS wasn't working, and there was a blown fuse in the APU box. So once we replaced that, found that the bar graph on the MEPS unit was spiking. So we'll get into it a little bit more. For now, let's go take a look at the unit. All right, we're over here at the electronics, the guts of the ambulance in the electronic box. So this is your mobile power display. This bar graph was spiking, and what I think happened is it spiked, and this is the APU for the mobile electronic power solutions system, and you have two fuses here. One of these fuses were blown, but this was not kicking on, and it was causing a low speed code on the MEPS. Come over here. This is the heater that will be inside of that HVAC in the Dometic. So what I believe happened is when we pull this one out, this thing is really rusty. These legs will break off. And what probably happened was that it tried to heat up, and there's a short there, and it spiked some power voltage and blew that fuse. So we're gonna try to replace this thing, see how successful we can be. I've done it before, so we'll be successful. I'll just be getting the top lid off, so let's get into it. Alright, first things first, we need to get this chimney out of the way. There's some tape on here, and there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws, or nuts to be more precise. So this is a 5/16 nut driver. Alright, we got those screws out. So we need to put these screws out on the vent here on the other side. Pull the little vent off. Got 4 more screws here holding the duct down. There is that. There's that. Pull this guy off. A little UV light. Probably should have done that to begin with. There we go. Now this should roll out. Alright. Okay. Now we got so much more room to do activities in here. So we can kind of pull this out of the way. I just fold it out here. And then I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna take all these screws out, all around the perimeter. And we have to pull this off, these 4 screws, I believe. So what I was thinking of doing is just doing it right here instead of pulling it out. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So we are going to need to get into this electrical panel of the Dometic. So we'll start by taking that off first. Alright, so your heater is going to be this green, white, and yellow wire. I'm going to get some side cutters. Okay, so like I said before, you got a green wire here, yellow, and a white. Get all these zip ties off. Heat there, and then the white's going here. Okay, so white, yellow. Take a picture if you can, I remember. Not that hard to remember where two wires go, but you know. Just in case someone walks up on you and you gotta go somewhere else. Right now I'm just pulling this ground wire off. Hopefully these don't strip out like they've been known to do a lot. I'm talking about the chimney attachment. Looks like they put some tape over a hole here. Okay, we got all the screws out of here. So, we're gonna see if we can just pick this up and shift it over. Or, did we get all the screws? Oh, so that tape was holding on here. Okay. There we go. Might actually be easier is we need to go ahead and take these screws out here too, so this tray will stay in position, and we can just lift the lid here. It might be a little tricky doing it inside. We'll see how it goes. May have to pull it out, but try not to. Hello. And then I'm going to scoot this guy to the back through the door. Nice. So this is what we're dealing with right here. This is our heater. I'm going to pull these 6 screws out. Here are the wires that we disconnected earlier. Out. Stops getting caught on everything. There we go. We'll pull these out. Okay, this guy just pulls up like this. The corrosion on that wire there. This may take a little bit of a persuasion to get out of here. It's just kind of stuck on the seal. Guy, see how rusty they are? Oh yeah, see, here's your problem. They always break right here. Anyone's, you know, dealt with this before in the past, you got a nice little fix, let me know. Or if they just sell this grid, it's just got copper bits hold it on there. If anyone's got like a grid number on Amazon or something, it'd be great. Because I mean, it's usually where it breaks, down here at the bottom. So, okay, so we have our new heater here. It's not new. It's scavenged out of another unit that we had that was not cooling anymore. So it was a fairly newish unit, as you can see. The terminals are still good and connected and mostly clean. Put this back in here. Just like so. We'll put our wires through this hole. Okay. Let's shove some of this loom in that hole. There we go. We'll put our screws in there. Put our plate back on. Now we'll go ahead and put this cover back on here. Shove our wires down in here. Put this guy back over. Make sure to get all the wires out of pinched areas. Try to get our little pocket that has all the wires and capacitors in there. We'll try to mount that to the lid first. Yellow went there. I guess we can go ahead and do the hardest part, which is probably going to be this, the ground one. It's right directly below. Let's see if you guys can see it or not. Little ground right there. That's what I'm putting on. Okay, ground is connected. Okay, those are on. Put some fancy zip ties on these wires, and then put the rest of these bolts in. Okay, so we got all the screws put back in these wires here. Got everything hooked up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put all my screws back in the top lid and put my chimney back on, and then we'll test this thing out. Okay, so we got our lid put back on, got our chimney back installed. We can go ahead and fire this thing up and see if it heats. Alright, we got this thing turned on. We got our baseline temperature, 68.3. Display is super dim, but it is on. Turn on heat, and we have it set for 83. Turn the fan lower here. 67 in the truck. Smell it.
Hey, sorry about the audio here. I put the camera right in front of the blower motor, but as you can see, the temperature is rising, so we are getting good heat.
Okay, so this is the bar graph. So when it had initially came in, we ended up replacing these fuses. This fuse and this fuse. One of them was blown. I think it was this one that was blown. So replaced that. And then that old heater tried to kick in, and you can see this bar graph, it spiked. And then it blew another fuse. Double check those APU fuses. I would say do that first if you're having like a low speed code on your MIPS. But anyway, so the graph was spiking, so I chalked it up to that heater inside must have a short in it. So that's what we found. It's typical for those things to break. Like I said, if anyone knows of a replacement grid that I can just order instead of having to rob some. Luckily I had a unit that was out in the barn that I was able to rob one out of. So alright, so that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully this helps somebody. If you like what you see, if you want to see some more stuff on MEPS, let me know, and I can try to make those videos. I'm sure I'll make some here in the future, but until next time, I'll just follow the wolves, lead the pack. Later.